Welcome to our video on 9 bizarre things about Bhutan that no one could have predicted. Nestled in the Himalayas, sandwiched between the world's two most populous nations, China and India, lies a kingdom often hailed as the happiest country on earth, Bhutan. But how much of that reputation holds true? This video will uncover the reality for you. It's a land where husbands might be envied by their neighbors' wives, and some wives traditionally take multiple husbands. You'll also get a glimpse into a nation with a modest economy and a military so small that it might as well switch off the lights if war ever breaks out. To dive deep into the mysteries of this country, join Explore the World as we explore it all right now. Imagine a place where husbands are adored by the neighbor's wife, where men can be intimate with the lady next door, and married women are free to share a bed with other men. Yes, that's just another day in Bhutan. Terms like cheating or infidelity don't even exist here. Thanks to their matriarchal system, a wife can take as many husbands as she likes. But a man is capped at 3 wives at once, and from the second wife onward, he needs the first wife's approval to proceed. Here's the twist: Bhutan has no wedding traditions. If you fall in love, you simply move in together and start a family. No ceremonies, no paperwork. Hardly anyone bothers with marriage registration. Often, a woman's husbands or brothers from the same family marry the eldest son, and his younger brothers automatically become her husbands too. When sons grow up and marry, they move into their wife's home, because all property, houses, livestock, land, goes to the eldest daughter, not the son. Women here are fiercely protected by the state. If a husband so much as lightly slaps his wife, and she takes him to court, he could land in jail. Tired of the relationship? Just write a note stating the split, who gets the kids, how much the husband pays, sign it with a witness, and that's it, divorce done. Bhutan's now shifting to a one-spouse policy, but many rural areas still cling to the old polygamous ways. Now, is Bhutan really the happiest country in the world, as the rumors claim, or is it all an illusion? Bhutan's famous for pioneering a happiness index to measure national progress, tossing aside economic stats like GDP. Surveys say 93.6% of Bhutanese consider themselves happy, but in the World Happiness Report, they rank just 95th out of 137 countries, mostly because they're not wealthy or powerful. Still, their king declares, gross national happiness matters more than gross domestic product. In their free time, locals savor simple pleasures, sipping tea, meditating, chanting Buddhist prayers, or gathering wild veggies and walnuts. Meat's a rarity. Vegetarianism is their go-to. They live wholesome lives, sleeping and waking on time, not staying up until 2 a.m. or sleeping in until 10 a.m. like some people. Internet, TV, smartphones, they barely care. Even handing them a shiny new 16 Pro Max wouldn't spark excitement. Next up, free houses, unlocked doors, and cars with no locks. The only thing they buy from the market is roofing sheets. Everything else comes from nature: mountain stones, walnut wood, white clay dug from streams. Villagers park their cars anywhere, like every spot's their own yard, with no fear of theft. Bhutan has no beggars or homeless folks. If you're in need, just knock on the king's door for help. No house? Visit the king, and he might grant you land to build and farm. Prisons, almost non-existent, with crime rates super low. Bhutan's nature obsession shines too. In 2015, they planted 50,000 trees in a single hour. They've even got a happiness ministry to measure everyone's joy, with a minister ensuring folks feel content. Every Bhutanese gets free healthcare, and since 2008, their annual census asks, are you happy with your life? Are your kids happy? Drop a yes or no in the comments below. Happiness here isn't about money. Their economy's a total wreck. Bhutan's economy is stuck in the past, with 47,500 square kilometers and about 750,000 people. They couldn't care less about the outside world's progress, so falling behind is no surprise. Average income's just $1,400 USD a year. Youth unemployment's near 30%, and 1 in 8 live in poverty. They don't work all day, just enough to get by, hitting the market every now and then. Here's a shocker: 50% of Bhutanese men are monks, living in monasteries, sweeping floors, reading scriptures, and pouring holy water for visitors. No wonder McDonald's and Starbucks steer clear. No online banking either. Everything's in person. With only 3 embassies in Thimphu, India handles most of their global ties. Their Gultram currency's pegged to India's rupee. Then there's the military. Compared to neighbors, it's pitiful. If war hits, their weak economy pairs with an even weaker military, ranked dead last globally. No air force, just a few transport planes for rescue missions. No navy, no sea, no tanks. Just 7,500 troops, mostly royal guards and volunteers starting at age 18. Defense budget, a measly $10 million USD a year, mostly for uniforms, while Russia's at $155 billion, 38.6% of its budget. Sandwiched between China and India, 2 giants clashing near their borders, if those big beasts fight, tiny Bhutan gets crushed. Peace keeps them afloat, but war, they're toast. Still, don't think this happy nation has no rules. There's a ton of bans. Join Explore the World next time to uncover what's forbidden in Bhutan. Onto the bans, stay safe by steering clear. First, raising chickens, cows, or sheep for slaughter is outlawed. Want meat? Import it from India. Simple reason, 80% of Bhutanese are Buddhist, with Buddhism as the state religion. So they're vegetarians who pray daily, and won't harm a fly. Literally, not even a bug in your hotel room. Hunting and fishing, no, except in a few spots. Next, chemical fertilizers are banned, so if you want pesticide-free veggies, shop here. In the past, imported peppers, beans, and cauliflower from India tested high for chemicals, so the government banned veggie imports in 2016 and poultry products, including eggs, in 2012. Here's a wild one. TV and internet were banned in Bhutan until 1999. The king finally lifted that odd rule, making Bhutan the last country on earth to get television. When the first TV arrived in Thimphu in June 1999, locals admitted they were glued to it for hours, hooked on Indian movies. It took over family chats, and kids stopped playing outside. But obsession had downsides. At one school, a student broke his arm after a classmate mimicked a boxing move from TV. To protect health, Bhutan became the world's first country to fully ban tobacco sales and smoking in 2004, selling it $1,500 Australian dollars USD fine. Smoking, up to 3 years in jail. A year later, over 800 people were fined, nearly half jailed. The first bust, a monk, Sonam Singh, caught with 180 grams of chewing tobacco, sparking nationwide outrage. Public pressure led to a slight tweak. You can buy 300 cigarettes, 50 cigars, or 250 grams of tobacco products abroad if you show a receipt. But since you can't buy it locally, a single cigarette on Bhutan's black market costs about 30,000 VND. Result, only 1% of Bhutanese smoke. I'm all in for this ban. Plus, they mandate at least 60% of the country stays forested. Chop a tree without special permission, and you'll face heavy fines or even jail. Cut one down, plant 2 saplings in its place. No wonder Bhutan's the only nation with negative carbon emissions. Mountain climbing, restricted above 6,000 meters since 1994, then fully banned in 2003. And get this, no traffic lights. They don't want soulless machines on their streets. Human traffic controllers use hand signals instead. Road signs, life quotes like drive slow, breathe deep, love life, nudge drivers to chill, not speed. That's Bhutan, where reality fuels the spirit. Next up, Bhutanese cuisine might have you chugging an entire pack of stomach pills with no relief in sight. This quirky food scene is so wild, it'll make outsiders want to turn tail and run. My advice, if you can't handle spice or despise butter, steer clear of Bhutan, folks. Why? Because 90% of their dishes are loaded with butter, and locals treat chilies like a veggie staple. You've got every kind: dried chilies, fresh chilies, sliced chilies, green chilies, red chilies, cooked up with Bhutanese cheese or simmered with bones. These fiery dishes pack less grease than Chinese or Indian fare, but outspice most Western grub. First up is shakam pa, a dish of dried beef, white chilies, and radishes. What's wild is they toss whole chilies into the pot. No slicing needed. Prefer cured pork? Shakam pho is your pick. And yep, it's drowning in dried chilies, tons of them. The jaw drawer, chili cheese, called imadachi. Bhutanese love it so much. They eat it daily, often tossing in extra chilies and pepper. They even shape the cheese into squares and hang them to preserve, calling it chogo. Eating one of those. Good luck. It'll take you 45 minutes to finish a single piece. Their staple food is rice, but not the white stuff. It's red rice, tough and chewy. No surprise there. Rice struggles to grow in a 7. Bhutan's tourism scene dares travelers to take it on. Sure, the king opened the doors to visitors, but you can't just roam anywhere. Only one company is licensed to issue tourist visas, and you've got to prepay everything: flights, hotels, guide fees, tour costs, visa fees, insurance, you name it, just to snag that visa. Only one airline operates flights in and out, and hotel rates, from budget to luxe, are set by the government. To visit Bhutan, you're shelling out about $300 USD a day. A 3-day, 2-night trip. Kiss a month's salary goodbye. Worth the sting? Maybe not. They cap tourists on purpose. Too many crowds would kill the locals' happiness. So they hit your wallet hard to keep quality over quantity. Want to settle there? Tough luck. Only Bhutanese citizens can buy land. And the only way to get citizenship is with the king's blessing. Bhutan's fashion is one of a kind. While other countries save traditional garb like Vietnam's Ao Dai, Korea's hanbok, or Japan's kimono for special occasions, Bhutanese wear theirs daily. Men rock the go, women the kira, both with a big chest pouch, not just to hide a belly, but roomy enough for a phone. Male guides wear go and must drape a white scarf when entering fortresses with guests. Bhutanese don these outfits for work, temple visits, offices, or formal events. For government workers, it's mandatory. Bhutan's one of the few places where men still wear skirts, and shkukids sport traditional gear daily too. Social status. It's all in the scarf color over the left shoulder, white for commoners, yellow for nobles and monks. Finally, no nation's complete without its rituals. Bhutan's got some weird and vibrant ones. Bhutan's ceremonies and festivals are bursting with character. At weddings, monks chant blessings to forge a spiritual bond for the newlyweds. There's also the Chang Forest ritual, offering beer to the gods, with the leftovers served to guests by the bride and groom. Once all rites are done, the couple's officially hitched. You've seen gorgeous Korean gals archery it up, right? Well, Bhutan's national sport is archery too, but their traditional style ditches Olympic rules. Two teams face off, shooting at each other's targets, surrounded by food, drinks, singing, dancing, and heckling from wives and fans trying to throw off the rival's aim. Festivals. Pure pizzazz. Losar, their New Year bash, features dancing and a feast with dough balls, stuffed with fillings hinting at your year ahead. Chili means you're chatty. White stuff like salt or rice means you're kind. But black charcoal, your heart needs healing. Equally grand is Jamal Hari Kangru, where at midnight, a troupe of gong-beating men in loincloths and masks dance to ancient rhythms, supposedly distracting evil spirits. I'd love to watch, but that witching hour vibe might knock me out first. Then there's Sechu, spotlighting the cham dance, men only, acting out moral tales and life lessons through moves locals see as a unique meditation. Dear friends, our online journey through Bhutan wraps up here. Be honest, what's the one thing about Bhutan that excites you the most? Drop it in the comments below. I'm dying to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for sticking with this video till the very end. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to explore the world so you never miss out on our awesome videos. For now, goodbye and see you next time. Bye.